To PTR Radio.
A spectacular group of men. You go find them, you throw your arms around them, you give them a big kiss on the mouth.
This is PTR Radio.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of PTR Radio here on the fabulous interweb. I hope that you're all enjoying your summer so far. It is plenty warm in most parts of the listening area. Listening area being all of the earth. So I see big radio shows always say that. In the listening area. But we're on the internet, so literally the listening area is everywhere. So that's why we.
There's some strange loop back happening on the theme song.
Oh, there. Now there isn't.
Okay.
Right.
Thought it was me. That's why I was bouncing around.
No.
Yeah,
There we go. Now it's just off.
Okay.
All right. But the. That's one of the reasons why we don't do weather reports.
No.
We're not going to say what the weather's like in your area because it's probably not that way.
it could be winter.
Yes, could be. It's not winter here though. We are.
Quote my friend Roosevelt E. Roosevelt. You got a window? Open it.
So it's actually unseasonably cool here today. Usually it's like 100 degrees and 90% humidity in August, but right now it's like 75.
Yeah, so. We got your humidity. You're welcome.
Yeah,
prick.
Well, you guys can keep that.
Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you. That is tomorrow, so this is our pre-birthday show.
Yes.
So
before Shaggy's birthday, New Jersey took your humidity. You're welcome.
I will take that present any day of the week. Thanks. That's definitely a good thing for me to have. So I will take that. But no, you can chime into the show at PTR Radio on your favorite social media platforms. Unfortunately, because Elon Musk has decided that he wants to tank Twitter, we will only be able to monitor those on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube because Twitter just don't work no more. Or X, or whatever you want to call it. We covered that topic on the last show. Speaking about on the last show, since the last show, we may have a few new listeners. And for those that aren't familiar with the show, this is what it's about. You get three middle-aged guys sitting around talking about whatever comes to the forefront. Mike, you don't want to be called middle-aged? Do you want to be called old?
I'll take what I can get at this point.
We're not going to call ourselves spring chickens. That's for damn sure.
I don't know. I don't even know what is middle-aged anymore because I don't even know. This is ridiculous. The Wikipedia defines middle age as human's life beyond young adulthood, but before the onset of old age.
Well, Wikipedia says it's approximately.
Speaking of weather reports, I mean, we're about as accurate as what is? I feel like a cable guy.
From here is middle age from Wikipedia.
From 21 until 60, you're middle aged.
Middle aged, according to Wikipedia, says from approximately 40 to 45 to approximately 60 to 65. So there's a great 25-year age range for you.
Okay.
So if we go on both extremes, 40 to 65 is considered middle-aged.
Okay.
Let's call it 40 to retired.
Yeah, 40 to retired. So well-established in your career to retired in your career, that is middle-aged, evidently. So
okay,
there we're middle-aged. But we might have a few new listeners. I have been, the topic of, hey, I've got a podcast comes up at work more than you'd think. In fact, the other day I got asked, I was on a call and somebody said, what flag's behind you? And I said, oh, that's my radio show flag. And they said, oh, you have a radio show? And I said, yeah, me and a couple buddies have had one for a long time. At this point, almost 2 decades, which is way too long to have a hobby like this, but whatever. Some people invest in broken down cars. Other people invest in, microphones, and that's what we did. So, So I have, I have Google engineers and sales reps who are now listening to the show. Amongst our varied different listeners. So we continue to recruit geeks of all ages and demographics.
Okay.
So, yes, welcome to all those who are listening. But yes, so, this evening's topics, lots of varied things out there. Like I said, if you are unfamiliar with the show, we will be bouncing around a lot. First off, Mike, let's see here. There's one which is near and dear to your heart, I think, that you posted. This was, fairly recently. This is about ticks.
Oh, listen. I declared a state of emergency in Butterstown when this news broke. Like, literally, because I tried to contact FEMA. Like, I need federal protection at this point. There is... Okay, and then, so I'm gonna tell you the story, and then I'm going to tell you the whole conspiracy theory that I developed in the aftermath.
Ooh, we love a
courtesy
conspiracy
of
theory.
Courtesy of some tequila.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a meat allergy now that is being caused by tick spit, not just a bite, spit. So they've narrowed it down specifically to what fluid from a tick transmits this allergy. And if you get bit, you can no longer eat red meat. You develop an allergy to it.
Yeah, evidently since 2010,
now,
more than 100,000 people have been infected by this tick spit allergy.
So, I remember we talked about this at some other point, or it came up in the news, and it was originally this virus, or this allergy was caused by a bite from a certain mosquito.
Wasn't it called like the Lone Star virus or something originally, because it had like a unique design on it?
Well, there's a variety of a tick called the Lone Star tick, which I think may be the one that carries this virus. However, I am starting to believe that this virus actually was engineered in a laboratory in Wuhan.
Oh,
by vegan scientists.
More hits.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think that Wuhan is a real hotbed for PETA.
It is not. However, they have experience with such. You go to the experts. Like, you're not going to go to Sony, ask them to build you a car. You go to Ford, right? So that's what you do.
So if we're going to viral experts, we're going to Wuhan, is what you're saying. Okay.
Only because I don't know the location of another viral lab other than the CDC, and damn it,
you don't want to believe that of Americans.
No.
Yeah.
So I believe that this was all done, and I think the research, the money trail, will lead back to the Beyond Meat Corporation and soy farmers, because the whole idea here is people are not converting to veganism fast enough for people's liking. And so now they're taking matters into their own hands, and it's become a chemical warfare thing by militant vegans to create this virus and unleash it upon the world. Now, as a result, I have lessened my stance on being able to, on feeding the possums in our yard, because possums eat their body weight in ticks every month. So possums are the kryptonite to this virus. If I could, I would wear a possum around my neck as a pet to protect myself from this virus, because I have a freezer full of beef. I respect you vegans. I do. However, I have an investment that I have to see through. So the ticks have to stay away.
So watch next week when this episode of PTR Radio gets blocked off of YouTube for...
By the way, I do have the logo for the militant vegan This is the logo for the militant vegan, which is a thing. So it's Mike's conspiracy theory, not half baked. It's fully baked.
No, it's not baked. It's drunk.
Yeah.
I want to be clear about that.
So, and they are a thing for sure.
Now, the funny part was when I shared this on Facebook, somebody told me that their friend actually has this allergy, which increased my fear level tenfold, because that means that it's in New Jersey.
Yeah.
So I'm a little concerned. Like,
I have another picture
I think,
of a militant
this,
vegan. And this one is scarier, I believe. That is scary. Right there. That's a militant vegan that we cannot combat. So,
wow.
Yeah, we need to be leery of those militant vegans.
There's only one way to fight that militant vegan, of course, and that's to steal Lady Gaga's meat suit.
Yes. I love looking for militant vegan pictures. Militant vegan pictures are awesome. I mean, here's another one.
I've sent you down an entire rabbit hole here, huh?
Literally a rabbit hole.
Wow.
Oh.
Peas, love, and broccoli.
Yes. So.
And look, now another friend of mine actually has an allergy where she is allergic to pork. And I'm like, that's what fueled the conspiracy theory. Like, now they've got targeted allergy virus transmissions here. I mean, this is the only way that... No, I'm not... No, you know what? We'll definitely get banned if I go down that rabbit hole. Let's just move on from this because... No.
All right. Well, we can move on because we can talk about. Let's see here. Oh, here's one. Colin will like this. So, Colin, you were a Surface user, right?
Yeah, still
are a Surface user. Well, but Surfaces, one screen. That's what you get. You get a single screen, and or you got to lug around another screen with you, right? I mean,
or connect to any random TV that's close by. Yeah.
Right. But you gotta have a cable with you, and you gotta have all this stuff. Right?
No. You just gotta be on the same Wi-Fi.
Okay, but then you gotta have Wi-Fi, and you gotta have all this stuff. What if I told you?
Oh, that's Wi-Fi. Yes.
What if I told you that you could have a laptop where the screen was as big as your eyes could imagine? All right? And you could be immersed in the screen. Now, wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be awesome?
There's so many paths you could go down with this thing, so I'm just waiting to see which one this one is.
So, what if we gave you a laptop without a screen, but they had VR goggles with it?
Yeah.
That's right, Colin. What if we gave you the Spacetop laptop? Only the best and brightest minds could come up with this. It's a laptop, but instead of a screen, you are going to whip out this pair of awesome-looking glasses and be super cool at the library looking into space. So, this is your view of the world.
This feels kind of like, hey, I have this great idea. How about we make a car, but instead of like a motorcycle that has 2 wheels, it's going to have 4 wheels. And he's looking at it going, yeah, we have that. I mean, that thing is like, you're going to make this big, clunky laptop with these glasses that are attached. And it's like, all of the big companies are trying as hard as they can to just put the computer in the headset.
Yeah, but there's
why
always...
do you need the giant laptop?
Well, because you get better battery life when you make it bigger. You know? Just a glass. I mean, you don't want to look like a dork just wearing glasses. You want to have a keyboard in front of you because maybe you need to type, you know, or something. I mean, I think it has a little bit of value, but I do think you're going to look like a monumental dork.
You know what? I think we're all going to look like monumental dorks. And that started several years ago when they started doing headset, you know, the Bluetooth things, and then that went to AirPods, and everybody looked like dorks for a while. Then after a while, it's like, yeah, that's just a thing. So I think we're going to get to this place where this whole VR goggle thing is going to become the way that we actually do work. But that's not it.
I don't wear AirPods, and nor do I ever see myself getting to a point because I can't wear in-ears. That's why I wear these headphones, because they kill my head. They're not comfortable no matter what. So, you know, I even wear ones like this at work when I just want to tune everybody out.
Yeah, but again, you're not going to claim that could not be considered dorky to have these giant headphones.
Oh, no. I have pairs of headphones that look absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, you know my headphones. Yes, we know. Yes.
These are your headphones.
Right.
You just left them at my house. So
true.
So, just for the record, some of the return to office plans
are
telling people to get headphones like what you're wearing.
Oh, yeah.
Because we've created all of this open space, but if you're too distracted, buy noise-canceling headphones and wear them all day long.
Why don't we just have noise-canceling houses? Noise-canceling houses work better, you know?
Yeah. So here's my thought with this thing. I don't want the glasses, all right? The fact that it's augmented reality actually makes it a little bit better because you still have a little bit of peripheral to see behind you. I don't want to be taking them off and have somebody just standing there like,
yeah,
you know, creeper, get out of my face.
Yeah. I
would like the shield, like the one that the anti-paparazzi shield with the headphones that swing down from the helmet.
Okay, so you want the
this way, it's almost like the cone of silence. I want a bigger screen. Okay, I want a visor.
However,
I am concerned, though. I am very concerned that this could become, if this technology becomes cheap enough to just plug in these glasses to a laptop, that's going to be the answer to.
So you want something that looks like RTO. You want something that looks like this.
It wants to be
sort of.
You know.
Yes, I do. I want to be able to go on Wish and order my DJ helmet that has a USB connection to become my monitor. This way I can walk in and you never know who I am.
So what I want is what Apple demonstrated in their thing showing off their new headset. And I know that's not what it's going to really be like, which is why I'm not going to buy one. But that's what I want. I want the put it on and be Tony Stark, where I got this laptop here and I got my desktop over here, and all I have to do is look at it, and then I'm using it, and then I can go over to this other one over here, I can go this other one over here, and it's just my headset keeps switching and creating a monitor for each one of these computers.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
It's not going to do it, but it sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Knight Rider came out in 2008.
But not the original. The remake,
no, the remake.
Yeah.
When did Iron Man come out? 2008.
Yeah.
So the argument could be that Knight Rider had that before Tony Stark did. because I do remember them like typing away and flicking from one person's screen to another, like holographic screen.
Yeah, holographic
they had
screens
stuff like that.
do kind of exist.
I'm just trying to give credit to a TV show that probably shouldn't have been made over the MCU, which now is going to cease to exist.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The big one was Minority Report. That's the one where everybody really saw that for the first time.
Yeah.
Minority Report was awesome with the.
Yeah.
But where the Tony Stark thing made it different was there wasn't a big screen. There was just nothing.
Projection.
It was just the room.
Yeah. Especially when he had, when he was doing the thing with the expo, that was just cool. That was what everybody wants.
Yeah.
So, and
I don't need that. I don't need that yet.
I will say I was playing with some of the AI stuff going around because everybody knows ChatGPT. There's a version called Google Bard. And we're starting to explore it with work. Mike, I don't know if your company is getting into it as much, but it's all the buzz, right?
If you mean Butterstown, we are utilizing the two that you said.
Okay. So are you using it to like create imagery or sayings or what do you
No. It is being used to help craft up social media posts. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. So I've used it to create a couple of knowledge articles for web authoring and then I actually tried to use it for the radio show. I tried to have it create us some new intros because I did subscribe to some deep fake voice generators. So then I'm like, okay, what do I have these deep fake voices say? And I was at a loss. So then I went out to Google Bard and said, okay, you're Robert Downey Jr. How would you introduce the show? And I had I probably worked at it for like half an hour, refining, here's what you say. Here's about the show. Here, I want you to be funny. I want you to reference different movie lines and everything. And I had this really long, in-depth conversation with it, trying to get the prompts and everything right because it's a process to get this thing to do what you want it to do. But it's kind of cool that you're having this conversation with it. And, it is pretty, it's a fun toy to play with. Let's put it that way. Getting it to do things for work-related stuff tends to be a little bit more unique. Let's put it that way.
Getting it through the firewall is the first problem.
Yeah. So, well, I don't have any problem with that, but but yeah, I mean, so we've like I did a whole conversation, and it said, like the last thing I said was the second line sounds like Robert Downey Jr. is a co-host, and he isn't. He just introduces the show. Adjust accordingly. And so this is basically what we got to with the last conversation I had, where Robert Downey Jr. is supposed to say, "Welcome to PTR Radio, where we take a look at the dumbest things on the internet that will make you laugh until your sides hurt. I'm your host, Robert Downey Jr., and I'm here to introduce you to my co-host." Again, see, he's not a host. I wish Robert Downey Jr. was a host on the show. I don't think we could afford him to be a host. But
Hey!
Yeah, I know. For some reason, it dropped you. It replaced you with Robert Downey Jr. Which, honestly, Mike, I hate to tell you, but if I had the choice between you or Robert Downey Jr., tell me you wouldn't make the same decision.
Well, I can't say I couldn't.
So, but so that was one of my last conversations. But yeah, so it was fun to play with and get it to come up with things. But
See, my thing with this whole AI thing is people are like, "Oh, they're just going to get rid of the writers and then push a button and have AI like generate an entire movie script." And I'm like, if they did, that would be the end of the studios, because they'd be like, they generate the script, start making the movie, and be like, okay, we still need to edit the movie, finish the shots. We're going out to the movie theaters 2 months ago with this movie, and then someone says, oh no, the Asylum Studio already just shot the movie. They're releasing it tomorrow with the same script, because you can't copyright the script. So if somebody else gets the script, they could just make the movie.
Yeah, and we'd have already reviewed it. So
And we've already reviewed it, yes.
but I mean, like I said, it's fun to play with, and let's see here, something else that we have.
There was another. There was a related. Where did it go? So there was a related item that I think we need to discuss. Where'd it go? Kind of related to the ticks. I have another fear spurred by stuff in Austria. They shut down an entire supermarket in Austria over the spotting of one spider.
Oh, yes.
One singular spider.
Yeah, but this spider is very scary. I mean, it's I mean, this would be a horrible condition.
The creature has a bite that can not only kill, and it's sad when I'm leading with kill and using the clarifier only.
Yeah.
But can also cause permanent erections.
So which is worse, dying or having a permanent erection?
Well, do you know how the Viagra ads say after 4 hours, call a doctor?
Yes.
Do you know why they say that?
Yeah, because I saw a Trauma True Life in the ER where a guy didn't go away after 4 hours. They end up cutting somewhere.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You could possibly lose your dingus.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, that being said, let's ask the question again. What's worse?
Well, let's say that you don't lose it. Let's just say that you got a permanent pointing stick. All right, instead. All right?
Well,
so if anybody says which way is the beach, you can just turn and direct them. All right? So, but
I suddenly feel like we're going to digress into that scene from Roxanne where, okay, 20 jokes about my permanently erect penis. Here we go. Ready? Must love the birds to give these to them to perch on, huh?
I'm just thinking there are certain places where even with a good explanation of why, you're going to run into problems. You can't pick up your kid from the daycare. You're going to have somebody else do it. God forbid if you're a teacher. All right? That's not going to work. All right?
Car salesman, you're taking from a test drive and, oh, sorry, wrong stick.
I mean, they're going to think you work for like fake taxi or something. I mean, that's how that's going to happen. But
wrestler,
you
can't wear tights.
Well, you could, but it's not going to help.
You're not going to be allowed on TV.
Well, unless you're known as like King Boner. I mean, we have to go back to the days of the 80s where it's like, okay, here we go. Here it's blatant, stereotypes. I just, there's You can't be a librarian. Although I don't know, you're behind the desk a lot, so maybe it won't be so bad. You could be a bartender. Again, high top. Nobody's going to see you back there. You could work the desk at a hotel. You know.
So basically,
fine.
desk jobs. That's about it.
Yeah,
desk jobs, counters. You can't
do.
be a waiter.
Yeah. I guess you could be a priest. You're behind a podium a lot of times.
No. That you might as well just be a school teacher at that point or a daycare worker.
I don't know. A lot of times it's expected a priest, so it would be all right. Depends on your denomination. Let's put it that way.
You're going
okay.
hell. You're going to hell.
You know,
Mr. Preacher.
Oh.
So we've got a couple of movie lists, right?
Yeah.
But I do want to segue by talking about for our new listeners. Allow me to explain something. We try very hard not to get political on this show.
Yes.
We try not to talk about politics because it is a very polarizing topic. However, in this case, we have no choice but to mention some political party because our government's latest idea is to spend $1.2 billion to build Mega Maid.
Yeah.
So that they can suck the greenhouse gases from the sky and help reduce global warming.
Yeah, she's gone from blow to suck. That's what this is all about.
And
I mean,
I cannot.
We can't make this up.
I'm going to be very clear. I am not. I'm saying it's the Biden administration doing this because he's in office. I could care less if it was the Jesus Christ administration. I'd still be making fun of it. So
Yeah.
This is in no way political. This could have used to joke about this.
This could have been Trudeau in Canada, and we still would have been making fun of it.
I remember when we used to joke about, there's a hole in the ozone layer. Okay, well, tell Sharper Image to start making more ionic breezes because they produce ozone.
Yeah.
And set them all up underneath the hole in the ozone layer.
Or when we said, let's get some saran wrap and cover it. You know?
Yeah, but then somebody took that idea and ran with it, and that's how we got Highlander 2.
Yeah, so...
Where suddenly Ramirez comes back.
But yes,
the
administration will spend $1.2 billion to help build the nation's first 2 commercial-scale plants to vacuum carbon dioxide pollution from the atmosphere. A nascent technology that some scientists say could be a breakthrough in the fight against global warming, but that others fear is an extravagant boondoggle.
Definitely both. It's just, how much.
Yeah, I don't think it has to be an either or in this case. I think it can be both. So
a couple of things.
So,
go ahead.
So I will say there is one I've seen of groups of people who don't believe in global warming. They'll say, "What is build a machine to suck up all the carbon dioxide, and then it won't be a problem." So, for someone to actually spend money to build the big machine to suck it all up, I look at it and go, well, everyone always said you couldn't do that. And you're going to try anyway. But it does seem kind of hypocritical for the people who were saying that we'll just build a machine and suck it all up, so don't worry about it, to then complain that they're building the big machine to suck it all up.
Yeah,
so,
fair enough.
So I just look at it as being very silly all around.
So here's my big question about this.
Mm-hmm.
And I say this in light of the fact that in my town, they zoned 26 acres of forest as need of redevelopment so that they could knock down 26 acres of trees and build warehouses. So, Mr. President or press secretary, whatever, who of this week, don't trees do this?
Yeah. I think that
Can we stop cutting down all the trees to build shit? Maybe
we could do that.
they give out free trees Earth Day every year that they don't cost $1.2 billion, and we know the trees work.
Yes. I'm looking for. Here we go. I don't know if this will come through.
Oh, God. I know what you're doing.
I want to mourn the loss of all the old growth trees I've seen, and tell them that we love them and that we don't want them to die, that there are some people here who do care. So I want you to know that, trees, that we care.
Is that what you were expecting, Mike?
That's exactly what I was expecting. That is exactly what I was expecting. And I apologize for those of you watching that may be watching this. If my lip syncing did not sync up with the video or the audio, that is because of delay.
But yes. Oh
my God, I still quote that. And it's been how many years since?
14 years since that clip was released.
Good Lord. 14 years because it. But
yes, trees, nature's vacuum cleaner.
I mean, all of these ideas that we joked about. Today I read a thing that one of my state senators is apparently signing a bill to tell New Jersey, or to authorize New Jersey to build small modular nuclear reactors using the spent fuel rods from large-scale nuclear reactors that have been decommissioned.
Uh-huh.
And I said, this is basically one step closer to Mr. Fusion. I mean, your garbage recycler creating a small nuclear reactor to power your house.
It's actually, so reality is actually the opposite. So after the fuel has been used in the first nuclear reactor, when you use it a second time, it's actually more powerful. So the second nuclear reactor you use it on actually will generate more power than the first one.
Okay, so let's do that instead of building
much
these
more
giant wind farms off.
But they are
off
much
the coast of
more
New Jersey.
highly radioactive after the initial spend.
Well, it isn't just that. The problem is that it's actually refining it. So what you're getting out of it is actually more like plutonium and stuff like that. So you actually are getting more weapons grade material out of it, which is why those kind of reactors, I think there's like breeder reactors, stuff like that, they're the ones that are more highly regulated worldwide because you actually need those to generate weapons grade material.
Yeah, and they're much more difficult to handle. Spent fuel rods are around 1,000 degrees C, which is why they're usually kept in cooling pools.
Okay, so, and you probably would still need a cooling pool. I get that and all, but see, here's the thing: we don't need spent fuel rods to make weapons anymore because we have the meat virus.
Yeah. That's all we need to do.
So it's a win-win.
Yeah. No, I mean, besides, Think Geek released miniature, nuclear fusion reactors about 5 years ago, if I remember correctly. I saw an ad in April for them. So, I know that they're out there.
What happens if those evil geniuses in Wuhan crossbreed the meat tick and the boner spider?
So you end up with vegans with a permanent erection? Do you really want that? Do you want more vegans breeding, Mike?
I really don't care.
Vegans pointing the way?
If it means cheap electricity and free energy, I'll sacrifice a few hundred vegans.
I don't know how you're going to make energy out of them exactly. How would that work?
If it means
you're going to convince them that they have brain clouds.
Are you going to?
And that they need to go and sacrifice themselves to a volcano.
Are you going to put them on a treadmill and put a sexy lady in front of them, like a mule and a carrot?
No, not ladies. Tofu. No, tofu. Follow along. I said you don't need the weapons grade material from the spent fuel rod, so you can use it in these new reactors, because you don't need weapons anymore because you've got the meat boner spider tick. Fly.
Meat boner spider fly?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
New title for the show. No, somehow I don't think we can put that out there.
Ike invents the meat boner spider fly.
I'm just trying to get us banned from YouTube, aren't I?
Oh. Energy just... Who's beeping?
I think it's here.
Okay.
Now it's gone.
All right. All righty. Let's see here. We have... What else?
All right, so we had a couple of lists that you put out there.
Yeah, a couple of good ones actually. So one of them, I think. Let's go to the one with the 14 movies, 14 times 2 movies with a similar plot came out around the same time. So I think this will be good.
only know about two, and I'm not opening the list yet.
Okay.
And obviously, so Armageddon and Deep Impact.
Okay. Yep.
Right. Tombstone, Wyatt Earp.
Yes. Those are both on the list.
I don't know any other ones.
Okay.
There's another set.
So I'm going to give you Tommy Lee Jones and a Pierce Brosnan movie both came out at the same time.
Okay. All right. Volcano and Dante's Peak.
Correct. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if we can get these. Another one. Ashton Kutcher movie with Natalie Portman and Mila Kunis and Justin Timberlake.
Friends with Benefits and Just Friends?
No, Friends with Benefits and No Strings Attached.
No Strings Attached. Okay.
All right.
Forgot about that. Okay.
You knew Tombstone versus Wyatt Earp. All right, here we go. I don't know if you'll know the second one here. The first one is Kevin Costner. Second one was Patrick Bergin. They both played the exact same character. Set in England.
Who are the two again?
Kevin Costner, Patrick Bergin.
Robin Hood.
Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, and Robin Hood. Both came out at the same time.
I was going to say Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, and Robin Hood, Men in Tights, but I would have been wrong.
Okay. Here's one that Pinocchio and Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio both came out at the same time.
Yeah.
How is that similar? It's the same story.
It's the same movie, but it came out at the same time.
They're being made simultaneously. They moved one apart. One of those is a good movie. The other one is not.
Here's one, and I would argue that I like the lesser-known movie better. Tom Cruise, Jason Giedrick.
Top Gun and Iron Eagle.
Yes. And I personally liked Iron Eagle better. I just rewatched that not that long ago.
I liked Iron Eagle better just because it generated more content.
I just
Been what, 15 of them?
I think there's 5. But it was such a lopsided thing. Top Gun was made on a budget of $15 million. It made $357 million. Whereas Iron Eagle didn't take off in the theaters, but made its success in VHS. Here's 2 animated ones. Ants and A Bug's Life came out at the same time. Here's one. Lily Collins and Kristen Stewart. March of 2012. One is Mirror Mirror. The other one is Snow White and the Huntsman.
Okay.
And then Deep Impact and Armageddon, you said? Here's one. This is a good one. Morgan Freeman, Jamie Foxx. And I would say these two are equally as good. I liked both of these movies. They're both action movies.
I have no idea. I can't think of.
And I will tell you that the Morgan Freeman movie is a trilogy now.
Right. So who's the second one? The second name?
Jamie Foxx.
Yep. Got it. It was White House is Down, and I can't remember the other one.
Olympus Has
But it was
Fallen.
it's the 2 movies where the White House gets taken over. Yeah.
Yep. Then there is 2 different Dalai Lama films. 7 Years in Tibet versus Kundum. Didn't figure we would know that. Oh, here's a triple. Here's 3 movies that came out in between 87 and 88. Okay? And they're all, I will tell you, that they're all the same premise. All right? And for a while, this was a huge premise. Stars in the movie: Dudley Moore, George Burns, Judge Reinhold. Each one of them starred in a different movie. Dudley Moore, George Burns, Judge Reinhold. So Dudley Moore was in one movie, George Burns was in another movie, Judge Reinhold was in another movie. And I will tell you, George Burns' role in his movie was more of a cameo than a full role. And this was in the 80s.
Judge Reinhold was with Fred Savage.
Yes, he was.
Dudley Moore. 18 again?
So that was the one with George Burns?
I can't remember the names of the other 2.
So it was Like Father, Like Son, 18 again, and what was the other one?
Was like Father, Like Son, was that also with Kirk Cameron?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to try one, Shaggy, because this may not be on the list because it's within the same actual year, but not the same calendar year. It's 96, 97.
Okay.
Charlie Sheen, Jodie Foster.
Charlie Sheen, Jodie Foster. Are we talking like Twister for the Jodie Foster movie? No. Ooh. Then I might have trouble. I'm thinking
You've got the Jodie Foster wasn't in Twister.
No, sorry.
Helen Hunt.
I was thinking Helen Hunt.
Jodie Foster.
I don't know. I'm drawing a blank.
I'm
well,
kind of at a loss here.
Was it like Major League and A League of Their Own?
No,
Okay.
Jodie Foster wasn't in A League of Their Own.
It's okay, here's a hint. One of Jodie Foster was written by Carl Sagan.
Okay. Well, it's not Barbarella.
Was that Contact?
Yeah, it's
Is that what
Contact.
you're thinking?
Oh.
Yep.
And Charlie Sheen. The hell was Charlie Sheen in a movie like that?
Oh,
was in The Arrival.
Yeah, The Arrival. Yeah.
I completely forgot about that movie.
Yeah, me too. Here's another one.
Charlie Sheen was in The Arrival? Am I thinking of the wrong movie?
No, you're thinking of the right movie, but they were trying to terraform the Earth. I don't think that those, I would say similar, very very loosely
There are
similar.
two similar movies that were showing up at the same time about aliens and contacting them. And, The Arrival was a radio telescope guy, and Contact was using this spaceship radio thing to,
Yeah, I can see where you could draw a parallel. Knocked Up
was not going to be on the list, but
Knocked Up and Juno came out at the same time. The Road and the Book of Eli came out at the same time as well. So yeah, there's definitely plenty of times when, like Father, Like Son. Vice Versa was Judge Reinhold, by the way.
Vice Versa. Okay.
And then 18 again with George Burns. Yep. Boy, there was a while there where like switching body movies were like all the rage. They like Freaky Friday got remade I don't know how many times. So
and wasn't there one with Ellen Barkin where she switched places with where somebody died and they took over somebody else's body, like it was a dead cop. A cop died and he took over her body or something.
Yeah, I think so. But there were several of those though. Like Chris Rock was even in one where he died early and then he had to come back as a rich white guy.
There was. I'm thinking of one where Chris Rock was like a comedian. He died and he took over another comedian's body.
But yeah, that was Down to Earth. Was that one? Yeah, he's given Chris Rock as Lance Burton, a comedian who is killed before his time on Earth is through. He's given another chance to continue his life, but in the body of a rich, middle-aged white man. Yeah, there was all kinds of interesting. I guess my light's going out.
Even a Benji movie.
Yeah. But yeah, there was all kinds
Chevy Chase as Benji.
Mm. So yeah, there's been all kinds of weird stuff. Trends in movies. Now we're into the superhero realm.
Oh, Switch. That was the one I was thinking of. It was her and Jimmy Smits.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But yeah, that was another. It seems like Hollywood tends to.
Yep.
Well, I don't know. This writer's strike keeps going on.
Yeah, if the writer's strike keep going on, they may have to recycle some more scripts. Maybe we'll get Big 2.
Well, here's what I think. What I think you're going to start seeing happen is what like Paramount did with 1883. It was originally on Paramount Plus, and then they just finished up last week. Like they put it out on network as a limited event. I think you're going to start seeing some of those streaming only. I think CBS did that with Star Trek Discovery.
Could be
during a strike. I think there was something going on that they ran it after on broadcast. I forget what it was. Was it a strike?
Yeah, last time they put like Dexter on, I think it was CBS, and this time around they're going to bring the original UK version of Ghosts and start running that.
Okay.
Well, I guess
I think a lot of the streaming stuff you're going to start seeing that pop up, like older streaming stuff that.
Yeah.
And it might be as a way to try and entice some folks to subscribe to streaming. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think Fox is going to become renamed Ramsey.
Right now, yeah. Ramsey and, well, you might see more of Will Arnett. No, what's his Joe McHale doing Crime Scene Kitchen.
Yeah.
Which I actually kind of like. It's for the first time in a long time I've liked Joel McHale.
I don't know. We've been watching a ton of like the Netflix shows and things like that. So Netflix has actually got some decent original programming there for some quick and dirty shows, mostly inspired by YouTube series, but whatever. But speaking about some production companies, so we had a couple of different articles about Disney. And as our senior Disney correspondent, we wanted Colin to be able to chime in here. So first off, so Inside the Magic is reporting.
Oh no! Don't even go there. Do not even give them airtime because Colin has already said that site is trash and anything they post is wrong.
Okay, well, then let's go on to the Disney streaming platform increase in their price because that has been confirmed by several outlets. So, Colin, Disney streaming is poised to raise their prices again. So, let us know what I'm
seeing. It's across the board. It isn't just Disney. It's the end of cheap streaming.
Yeah, and for those that haven't been hit by it, my account was just recently dealt with my Netflix account was just recently dealt the "Is this device in the household?" warning on every one of my devices. That I had to go in and verify. And, well, a couple devices which weren't in the household are no longer, working. So password sharing lockdown has started to hit the U.S. accounts, which, of course, isn't completely, untenable. There are ways around it, of course, if you're so inclined. But what kills me about the whole thing is, they built their business practice on sharing of passwords, sharing of user IDs and passwords. That's how they got, this huge growth is the dependency. And originally they were actually encouraging it almost, and now if you want to add, an out of household account to your account, it's as much, if not more, than if that person was to just get their own account. So the only real benefit is the ability for them to maintain their existing profile. That's what's killing me. Is it's $8 a month, $7.99, to add a person who isn't in your household. I mean, that is a pretty steep price increase, on top of what you're already paying for. And if you're not on their, highest level plan, you're limited to only one of those accounts. If you're on their highest level plan, then you could have up to two of those. But again, it's as much as if that person was to just go out and get their own plan. So I don't know. I mean, if it was like half as much, okay, no problem. We'll do things the right way. But at that price point, it just seems, a bit extreme from my taste. I don't know. What are you guys' take on it?
I was never big on password sharing to begin with, to be honest with you. I've never given my password to someone. The closest I've come to that is I recently loaned a friend of ours who was in a rehab facility after a hip replacement. I loaned her my Fire Stick, or one of my Fire Sticks. So, because she had like two channels at the facility. Mm-hmm. I said, well, here, all right, you can, And it was only going to be short term. So I said, you know what? If I were to get questioned about it, my aunt is in the hospital. I'm letting her borrow it. It's whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That's as close as I've gotten. I've had people give me their password so I could watch somebody gave me their password for Paramount Plus because they're like, oh, you have to watch this show. Well, I logged in, I watched this one show, and I've never logged in again.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not big on it myself. That being said, I understand the business side of it.
Yeah, I mean, I somewhat
I would have
get the business side.
I would have probably done it more as a. There's part of me that would says maybe offer like a family plan. So if I wanted to have my parents and me, 2 separate households on the same plan, maybe that's something they'll think about in the future. But
Well,
I get it.
And see, and that's what it is, right? So like the plan that I'm on is what I would have considered the family plan, and that's what is kind of the thing, right? So it's their Premier Ultra HD plan is what I'm on, which is like the biggest plan that they have. It's $20 a month, which is 6 devices.
I have to ask a question.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got to ask the question here because they talk about in your household. What if the kid goes off to college? Obviously, that's going to be a different IP address.
He's not in your household anymore. That's what kills me.
See, that's where I disagree. That part I disagree with. If I'm traveling or if a kid goes away to school, but their permanent address is still my house.
Yeah.
That should be okay.
They allow you to travel and to take like your stick with you, but it still has to check in from your home IP address every 30 days.
And that's a little unrealistic. I mean,
yeah. And I think that's where the pushback is going to happen because it's like, hey, listen, my kid's at college, but he still lives under my roof. I'm still financially responsible for him. It's still my account. He's just a profile off of my account. Why should I have to pay another $8 a month for him to be able to just go to college and use the account? That doesn't make any sense, especially when a regular basic account is $10 a month. Now they also have the standard with ads for $7 a month. So I mean, it just doesn't. I just don't get that it makes any sense. So
here's the other thing that I just read. They've decided they make more money with ads.
Well, but there's no way that they can. Ads have never generated revenue for any service. I mean, if you look at YouTube, that's one of the reasons why they came up with the YouTube Red and the paid subscriptions to skip ads is because they just didn't generate that much.
YouTube did it, but apparently, I think it was actually even the Disney. It might have been Iger who said this, but yeah, they looked at it. They decided that they make more money off the ad subsidized version of their stream than they make off the no ads version. So we should expect the no ads version to be increasing in price even higher above the ad version than we would have expected.
Oh, I mean, Disney's making $4.44 per profit per paying subscriber per month, according to their latest Statista report. So,
Yeah, unfortunately, that's where they are now. I'm probably not including all the stupid amount of money that Chapek pumped into it, which they have not recovered yet.
Yeah, so, I mean, yeah, I don't know. But
yeah, with ads, it's actually cheaper to add. So I'm looking at this because I was like, I don't even know what plan I'm on, damn it. So standard with ads right now is $6.99 a month.
Yeah.
Standard to add an extra member is $7.99 a month.
Yeah. So you're talking a $1 difference to not have ads.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, when you're already paying $20 a month, you know, and there's no way that you can, I mean, you know, it just, I don't know. It just really seems like an arbitrary money grab.
Yeah. Although maybe you just have to switch to a lower level plan that doesn't have 6 screens then.
I mean, listen, I got a promo deal when I signed up for Hulu last year that it was like $2 a month for the first year. I said, okay, that's great. And I was getting ready to switch it out. And I was like, well, you know what? Now with the pricing, because Disney Plus I have with ads now because I'm cheap and I don't watch that much on Disney Plus that I don't care about the ads. I'm just going to wind up mathematically. It just makes sense for me to do a combo plan with ads. That when my $1.99 plan is up, saves a little money.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I get it.
But like Colin said, with ads, now these price increases probably they're going to see how well they take because streaming is part of the whole strike. That's one of the big issues. That and AI are the two biggest issues.
Yeah.
So the studios need to bring in additional revenue from streaming if they're going to offer additional royalties to the actors and the writers for the streaming.
Well,
I hate to say it.
I mean,
they're not going to cut into profits. I mean, it's business. They're not going to cut into profits to meet those demands. That's the short of it. They're going to figure out a way to squeeze every bit of that out of us.
Yeah, I know, and that's the sad commentary on life today. You know, is that you know we have record inflation with record profits. So you know.
Well, yeah.
But
yeah, remember when there was bonuses or tax breaks given to companies that maintained employment levels for a certain amount, and that got passed on to some of these companies, and then next thing you know, there were layoffs.
Yeah.
So corporate America is bullshit, and we should probably move on. Didn't you have a game that you wanted to try and play, or am I putting you on the spot?
No. I'm good.
No, because he's going to put us on the spot.
Well, I'm going to put you on the spot, Colin. That's what I'm going to do. So, so Colin is going to get a
Colin is not happy about being put on the spot.
Oh, I'm fine with it.
Actually, maybe we'll do.
Okay.
Maybe I'll do Mike first. I don't know because Mike is Mike's pretty good under pressure, and last time we went with Colin first, so maybe it's time to go with Mike first this time. But we are going to we're going to attempt to do a game inspired by Whose Line Is It Anyway? We did the last game that we played was the green screen game where we had a reporter out in the field. And so today's game, we are going to attempt, if I can here, to do a similar game. But this time we are going to try and, let me see here. Can I make sure that the issue here is to make sure that you do not see what is going on the screen. So that's the trick. Video source, you are going to get output 1, and output 1 is going to get, where's external output? Oh, nope, you're going to get output 2, which is going to be input 10. And so
so here's the question.
Yes.
Do you want me to bring in a special guest to be at this press conference, you think? Or
No, I think we'll be fine. I think we'll be okay. So I am going to then add a title, and we will do this guy here real quick. And let me see my little notes here. Let me see here.
I guess you're sending this to Colin ahead of time, so okay.
Well, he should be able to see what I see.
Oh, that's
So-
right. That's right.
So
Okay.
let's see here. And I got to make sure that overlay 2 is right there, I think. So let's see here. Oh, that did not go where I wanted it to go. Why didn't it go over? It should go right there, damn it. Let me see here. Maybe it should go there.
So it's a very realistic depiction of your basement.
Yep. All right. Mike, do you see that?
I see this as a test, yeah.
Okay, so you should not see that, so give me 1 second. I don't want you to see that. That's why I put this as a test rather than... Okay, output 2. All right, so now do you see that?
No, I see nothing.
Okay, so you don't see this as a
what-
test anymore?
I see.
Okay.
I see. You're over here.
Yep, I'm over there. Colin's over there. Over there. Yep,
Okay.
but you don't see
Crushing
anything.
your head.
You don't see anything there. Good. All right.
Crushing your head.
Perfect.
Okay.
That's what we wanted to see. All right.
We're not safe.
Yeah, that's what we don't want you to see. All right.
Okay.
So I guess I need to make that overlay a little bit bigger because it's not big enough. Zoom. There we go. Okay. And we'll put it up there. All right.
Oh, the KB.
All right. Hold on 1 second. I got to. Ooh. All right. Why is that so damn small? All right. Oh, well. That will have to work. Okay. Colin, I'm going to send you the prompt in Slack so that you know what it is.
Okay.
All right. Tell me when you see that, and then we will get
Okay.
started. You see it? All right. So based on the questions that we give Mike, Mike is going to have to guess why he is in a press conference. Are you ready, Mike?
I don't see.
You don't see it in Slack?
I see it in Slack. I just don't
Okay.
see it here.
All right. So here we go. Mike, you can you'll start with the introduction.
Oh, I have to give the introduction?
Yes.
Okay.
You say welcome. Thank you for coming here.
Welcome. We interrupt this regularly scheduled program to bring you this press conference of... I'm not... Well, it's going to be a surprise for all of us. I just know that I'm very happy to be here.
Thank you. Boston Herald here. Can you tell us how this happened?
Right now, we're still investigating. Somehow, we believe there are drugs involved and possibly a laboratory overseas.
Remember, this is happening to you. So, all right.
Oh.
Yes, you're the person that this happened to. So you can
Oh.
act like it's a first-person thing.
Oh, okay.
How could you not see this coming a mile ahead?
Well, to be quite honest with you, I was focusing on the moment and wasn't worried about the future.
Colin, you can chime in with a question, too.
Sorry. that was a. Oh.
Are you concerned about support moving forward?
Well, there's always a concern about support. However, support always seems to come when you least expect it, in forms that you may not always want, but you probably need.
Do you have any idea who's responsible?
No, I'm afraid I have no idea who's responsible for this. They may have been wearing a blue dress. I'm not sure.
Blue dress, you say? That's pretty interesting. Was there? Was it one at a time, or were there multiples involved?
I have to look around and make sure that my wife isn't in the room. Can you please define the word multiple?
More than one.
Can you please define the word one?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Was it? Did it happen at home or maybe someplace subterranean?
My backyard-ish, I believe.
Was there any
Were
whistling?
you awake when this happened, or were you asleep?
I thought I was asleep and was dreaming. However, it appears I may have been awake.
Was there any whistling involved?
If by whistling you mean like a train whistle, no. If you mean like trying to call my dog, maybe.
Are you concerned about the size at the when it comes time?
Size does matter. No matter what they tell you, size does
Do you
matter.
expect regular sized or small sized?
Maybe fun sized.
Bigger is always better.
And about how far along in this process are we?
Approximately 9 months.
Okay. Do you have any idea who you are or what's going on?
Am I
We
giving
didn't
birth?
give any.
So you're Snow White announcing she is pregnant.
Yes.
There was not a single reference to Snow White.
No, there was not. Other than the large size or small size.
Whistling while they work. It was the dwarves.
Yeah.
The-
It could be the prince.
Yeah.
Could have been asleep from the. I was going to get to the apple, but I'm trying to take Shaggy's lead to figure out when he wants to start getting more succinct with his clues. But.
Okay.
This is absolutely more difficult than the news reporter game. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Okay. Well, we'll try. All right. So we'll try one with Colin next, and see if Mike can help give any better clues. All right. So we'll switch.
Because I was going to give better clues, like did the apple taste any good?
Yeah.
But anyway.
See, and this is the other thing. So can we give like a category ish?
Well, they don't on the show. So.
Okay. All right. No, that's fine. All right.
I mean, it's like you came up with a newspaper article that from what's it, Boston? Anyway.
Okay. Oh. Okay. All right. Let me go ahead and get this one ready.
Oh God.
So let me see here. Make sure that fits. Yep. All right. Well, actually, let me change that just a little bit. All right. There we go. Okay, Colin, are you ready?
Sure.
Okay. And again, remember, you are stepping up to the podium. Thank you for being here. Yada, yada. All right. Okay. Here we go.
Okay. Thanks for coming. I actually couldn't care less that you're here. My management tells me you guys were going to stop knocking on my door, asking me questions, and calling me at all times of the day if I come and talk to you. So ask away.
All right, Mike, you can go ahead and start.
So, first question, Daily Planet. How exactly have you been able to answer the phone?
Well, it's very difficult. In fact, I can't actually answer the phone myself, but my management, as I said, told me I should be here, have been answering the phone for me, but it does keep ringing, and it's very annoying.
Question. Exactly who performed this operation?
I'm not exactly sure who performed the operation, because luckily I was unaware of it actually happening.
Has it been a very rough recovery?
Yes, because you people will not leave me alone.
Did you go through any extensive training to prepare for this?
They said it was training. I'm not exactly sure what they thought training was supposed to be, but I went through it. It wasn't that useful.
Now, they say that the inspiration for this actually came from Sarah Jessica Parker in a science fiction movie. Can you confirm or deny that?
No idea. No idea who Sarah Jessica Parker is.
Have you experienced any of your senses being elevated?
Let's see. Sure.
I'm just curious. Has anyone told you lately that you're a very good boy? Who's a good boy? You're a good boy. Have they told you that lately?
Have you had any urges to chase things?
That's why it's so annoying that you guys will not leave me alone. Keep coming and knocking on my door, and then everybody else just gets mad at me.
I feel the urge to ask the question that's on the tip of everyone's tongue here. Have you licked yourself?
I still have this cone around my neck, which is preventing that from happening.
So have you figured out what has happened, Colin?
It's some kind of turning into a animal, dog, cat, of some kind.
You've had
dog. It's a pretty yes.
You've had your head transplanted onto the body of a dog. Yes. So that's not a so that was
also the Mars Attacks reference. Okay, got it.
Yes.
Yes. So not terrible. Not a terrible showing. I think we figured it out. So not a bad game to play. You know, we just have to get into the groove of it, I think.
That one, like I said, that one is more difficult.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because there's nothing for us on the interviewer's side to react to. So we really have to think ahead of time. So but yeah, I do like playing those though, because I think it adds something fun to the show. So alrighty, let's see here. Oh, you know, we talked about one supermarket story about the erection causing spider, but did you guys know that there are more changes happening to supermarkets, and some of these people may not like, including, you know, my wife, and I don't know about your wife, Mike, but mine will not be happy because she is not a fan of these. But Walmart.
Well, okay, let's just be clear, okay? I live in the state where we have to bring our own frickin' bags everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So,
I thought you were going to say that you live in the state where you can't pump your own gas.
So.
Oh well, that's a whole other, that's a show in and of itself.
Yeah. So Walmart is making a change at the checkout that customers may not like, you know, but they are going to be adding ads to the checkout lanes. Yes, just like the gas stations, where as you pump your gas, you get to listen to ads. Walmart is going to be adding them in to the checkout lanes. In addition, I also saw that there are going to be some Kroger grocery stores and others that are going to be completely getting away with manned lanes, and they're going to be going full self-service checkout. So combine these two things, you're going to be checking out your own groceries and be forced to watch ads while you do it.
So my thought on this is it's going to increase the use of services like Instacart, because some people will just be like, well, screw it. If I got to check myself out, I might as well just pay somebody a little bit to do it for me.
Yeah, it's
and
definitely
deliver it while they're at it.
We have already become very much a order online and just have someone throw it in our trunk when we get there for Walmart, and this will only continue to increase the frequency of that.
Yeah. What's the point of showing you an ad after you've already shopped?
You know, unless they're for those impulse items at the checkout.
Sure. Okay, that makes sense. If they had those at the yeah, sure. Or if there's a button that says, "Hey, this thing's great. You really want it? Push this button, and someone will run over and get it for you right now, and automatically add it to your bill." Okay.
So here's another thought. What if they treat it like some of the services where you would get the streaming services where you get the choice? You can watch a block of ads right now, and then watch ad free or periodic ads. What if they say, watch these ads before you check out, and you'll save 5%.
If they force me to watch ads in between my checkout, that is going to be the most annoying. If it's like, the free games that you download on your phone where in between plays you have to watch an ad, how utterly irritating will that be? It's like, okay, scan a zucchini. Okay, sorry, you can't scan any more groceries till you watch these 2 ads. Oh, people are going to go nuts.
Oh, I'm not going to go nuts. I'm just going to walk away.
I mean, there would be so many abandoned groceries.
Walmart by Us does the QR code, like QR codes and ads. You can continue scanning, right? But it puts a QR code and an ad up on the screen while you're checking out.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
which I have no problem with that. As long as it, like you said, if it plays the ads while I'm scanning, I don't care.
It's
whatever.
easy enough.
It's like background noise. It's like Muzak. I don't care.
Yeah.
If it delays things, that's when it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, but I mean,
by the way, Walmart, if you're going to start playing ads, you better stop trying to ask me if I want to include a tip on my self-checkout.
Or round up to give to some charity.
Rounding up to charity.
Tip?
So here's the thing with that one. If that happens, if I round up for charity, that receipt goes right into the folder. I'm claiming that 87 cents as a charitable donation when I write out my taxes.
Yeah, I tell you what, if they're going to make me watch ads, then they need to get rid of the people that have their tables up outside the doors. It's going to be a trade-off, Walmart. If you're going to annoy me inside your stores, then you're not allowed to annoy me outside your stores. I don't want to see Girl Scouts with cookies. I don't want to see somebody trying to benefit their neighborhood by doing some sports thing. I don't want to see none of that crap. I'll let you get away with the Salvation Army buckets at Christmas time, but that's it.
Did you know, by the way, that Walmart has a policy that any of those, like, they can't set up in the atrium area? They have to be outside the doors when they set up?
Well,
regardless of the organization?
Somebody ought to tell the 2 old men that were selling photo packages the other day, because they were set up inside the damn building. Right as
I think that's actually a legal issue. That if they're inside the building, then they actually have some responsibility for what they're selling. So,
but I don't need harassed on my way inside or outside of Walmart. All right?
Yeah.
I don't want those people. Like I said,
they already know how to do it better because they do it better at Sam's Club.
I don't want to just
walk around, pick stuff. Oh, I want to buy this. Click with your phone, put it in your cart, and then walk out the end.
Yeah,
that's great.
But
BJ's has started doing that as well. But BJ's, they scan the QR code and they have to. I was getting aggravated because I would do that for like 7 items, and I get up there and it would tell the guy, scan 7 items from this receipt.
yeah,
Well, what the hell, man?
yeah,
Scan like 2. Don't scan all the items that I've.
Yeah. Sure. Scan the
All right,
$300 thing that I bought. Not that I don't know why that would be, but yes. And
Make sure the case of soda that's on the bottom shelf of the cart got scanned.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Make sure all the packages of lunch meat got scanned. Make sure the batteries got scanned. We have 3 movie reviews we have to go to, thanks to Shaggy. So we need to get started on this now.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot we had 3.
By the way, Mama Blair writes in, personally, I would rather check my own stuff out because I'm faster and I don't think I should be paid to do it, except if they give me a discount for watching ads. So many checkers who check out my stuff want to give me a story or comment on every single thing I buy as they pick it up and inspect it before they bag it. Yeah, I don't need your life story. I just want you to scan this thing. And yeah, most of the time I'm faster than they are anyway. I will agree.
And for the record, if you try to hit me with the debate about, self-checkout costs jobs, if they convert half of the registers at my Walmart to self-checkout, there still will be 25% of the registers that are never opened.
Yeah.
Ever.
You still have to have someone there to scan your liquor. Although, depends on your state, I guess.
Not in Jersey.
Here in Illinois,
not in Jersey.
yeah, we can get liquor at the Walmart.
We can't get liquor. We can't get beer. We can't get wine.
Because we're a free state. At least for
We're a
booze.
bullshit state is what we are.
All right. So let's start out with the movie we didn't get to last time. So this time it's a triple feature movie review. Because like Mike said, I didn't get to one of the movies last week. So let's start off with the movie Tiptoes, which, gosh, we'll start with Colin. Colin, tell us what you think of the movie Tiptoes.
Okay, so I've read a lot of stuff about this movie, and there might be a good movie here. For those who aren't aware, this is a movie that has lots of. I forgot to look up what the term is. What term do they use in the movie?
Little people.
For short people.
Little people.
Little people. Yes. Okay. So this is a movie that is populated with lots of little people, except for the actual main character little person who is actually just Gary Oldman walking around on his knees. Why? I don't know. So anyway, basically you have a couple who she becomes pregnant and she's married to a normal height person who is the brother of Gary Oldman on his knees, and all the rest of his family are little people. And he hasn't told her this, and then she becomes pregnant and now has this little bit of crisis of that. Turns out he has this major complex about it, even though he's the only one in his family. It's some drama. They kind of break up. She gets together with the brother, who's Gary Oldman on his knees. And I'm sorry I'm giving you the entire plot, but you don't want to see this movie, so don't worry about it. But the thing about this movie is this is not the director's cut of this movie. In fact, the director wanted his name taken off of it because the producers recut this, trying to make it into a funny rom-com. And apparently it wasn't supposed to be a funny rom-com. It was supposed to be a little more dramatic. And you can kind of see the edges on this thing of, this is not the movie that these actors thought they were in. This is not the movie the director thought that he was directing. This is not what the director thought he wrote, because I think he was the writer of the movie as well, if I remember correctly. But I'm sorry, it's been several weeks since I saw this because we had to delay this. Yeah. I didn't like the movie very much because of its many issues. I didn't like Gary Oldman on his knees. There's so much about the movie that was so distracting that it was difficult to appreciate it as a movie, I guess. And if I try to remember what I was going to give it, I think I was going to give it a meh. I think, but I might have been actually going to. I can't remember. You know what? After 3 weeks looking back at it, I'm just going to leave it at a meh. I think I originally was going to give it much worse than that, but I can't remember. So, because I can't remember how much I hated the movie, I guess meh is what it is.
With the benefit of time, it gets a meh. All right. Mike, you're up.
All right. So, this popped up in my Facebook feed as a lost gem no one talks about, which is exactly our type of movie. That's why I put it on the list. I said, this is going to be perfect. This is going to be shnikes all around. This Little People's Defense League scene, listen, you throw a hot tub into this, and that's Colin from 2004. That is his scene, man. Midgets in the hot tub. What the hell are they drinking? Are they drinking cough syrup? What is it? I was close. Cherry flavor makes the morphine go down. Side note, what's his name? The little person, the most famous little person from Game of Thrones. What is it? Anyway, Peter Dinklage. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Him with a French accent is really he might as well be British at this point. Wouldn't be a movie about little people without having the most famous little porn star ever, that being Bridget the Midget, a.k.a. Fun Size Kat Dennings. You can't have a little people movie without her. Fast forward a little bit, and this is how it ends. This may be the first movie on the face of the planet where Matthew McConaughey plays a douche. Because this ending just had me... I was enjoying this movie. It wasn't great, but I was enjoying it. Thought it was kind of a great social commentary on the plight that little people face in this world. And then this is the ending that they choose? I gave this a meh because of that lazy, incomplete bullshit of an ending. But it's a meh with an asterisk saying "do not watch," because unless you're trying to complete the Matthew McConaughey catalog or the what's her name? Why I'm doing terrible with names tonight. The chick from Underworld, Kate Beckinsale. Unless you're trying to complete their catalog and watch every movie that they have ever been in, don't.
Yep. All right.
And we delayed this review because Shaggy didn't watch it, and Colin and I said, if we watched it, you watching it. You ain't tapping out on this one, pal.
All right. So. All right. Matthew McConaughey. All right. So you see his name on a list of actors in a movie, and you think, sweet, it could, with Peter Dinklage, Gary Oldman, this could be a great movie. This could be good. And then you also see Kate Beckinsale or David Alan Grier. All right, this is going to be funny. It's going to be witty. It's going to be, heartbreaking. Everything to lose in this movie. And lost it all. Let me ask you this: does Matthew McConaughey have a writer in his contract that says that you have to see him in his underwear in every movie that he's in? Because I had flashbacks to the movie Gold that we reviewed, with him in his tighty whities. because he comes back from the Little People convention, and the first thing he does is shuck off his pants, and there he is in them white drawers, just sliding into bed. And it reminded me of him in the movie Gold in the jungle. So Colin's right. One of the most important little people in the movie is not a little person. All right. Now, I'm sure that got some feathers ruffled, but I also think Gary Oldman did a great job of acting like a little person. He has an amazing role in this movie. I also agree with Mike. The ending of this movie is complete crap. And I don't know what the heck they were thinking when they recut this movie, but it is horrendous. All right? It paints Matthew McConaughey's character in the worst light in the world. Not that he is a good character, not that his character has anything good to say in this movie, but he is a self-hating person. But it's just this movie was bad, but I did watch it because I didn't want everyone to suffer alone. So I am going to give this movie a VERP simply because it exists, but it shouldn't. So if you want to complete your Matthew McConaughey picture, watch Sahara first to make your life good, then watch Gold, then watch this, and then round it out with Contact so that you care about your life again.
Hold on. You got to include Inception in this.
I didn't watch Inception, so...
You got to include what was the one where he with the high school? Damn it!
And if you're just watching it for Peter Dinklage,
Dazed and Confused.
If you're just watching it for Peter Dinklage, oh, for goodness sakes, there's so many Kings of Badass. Go watch that. It's a much better movie with Peter Dinklage in it.
This is definitely the worst Peter Dinklage movie you will ever see.
Yeah.
And we watched Pixels. We watched
nothing wrong with Pixels. Nothing wrong with Avengers: Infinity War. Nothing wrong with
Elf.
There's something wrong with Elf, but
we cannot be friends anymore.
I don't care for it. But whatever, All right. Next up, what do we want to go to? Do we want to deal with the bear first or the shark first?
Shark first.
Okay, shark first.
Let's get the shark out of the way.
Okay, so we're going to deal with cocaine. We had a cocaine double feature for this week, and Colin is going to tell you all about Cocaine Shark.
Yes. So yeah, we had Cocaine Bear, and then we found out that somebody did Cocaine Shark, and we're like, great. Now we have this whole genre of like Asylum used to do, and no, that's not what happened. So first off, this movie looks like it was shot for a late 90s full motion video game. It's the kind of thing where they expected it to be like all blurry and low resolution as like your character moved from place to place, and then they would show this scenes from this thing to tell you what was just happening there. That's what this looks like. It looks like it was shot for that. And then they just, instead of putting it in the video game, they made an actual movie out of it. Also, this movie obviously was made a while ago, and I have not looked up any information about it. I'm going to guess, though, that this movie's name was originally Shark Dreams. And, news alert, there's no cocaine in this movie. At all. No, they're making a different drug out of sharks that makes you think that you're a shark. This is the prequel to the great, much loved Saturday Night Live skit, Land Shark. Why the Land Shark needed a prequel, who knows? But this is definitely it. So yeah, you got a main character / detective who / undercover narcotics guy, I guess, and he has this giant beard that for some reason, he had to shave the beard for something else he was working on. So they just said in the scene that, oh, make sure he gets a shave. It's like, okay. So the next scene he doesn't have a beard, but then he gets captured and then immediately regrows his entire beard, and I don't think that was ever covered. I may have missed that. I don't know. The ending didn't make any sense. Again, I might have missed something, but the main plot kind of ended, and then suddenly he's about to sort of be killed by being turned into a shark. I don't know. Like I said, I think the video game was supposed to fill in that piece. That's all I could figure out. We didn't have the video game, so all we had was a bunch of scenes. Anyway, kill this movie with fire, please, and never, ever, ever try to watch it.
All right, Mike, you're up next.
Wow. Okay. All right. So in the opening sequence, they're showing the thing in the lab, and the projection looks an awful damn lot like the COVID virus on the screen. So maybe this is where it came from, not Wuhan. Yeah, I said it. Not a coincidence that they're all wearing KN95 masks in this lab. Where is this lab? Get Fauci on the phone. Now. The warehouse is named after the director. Anyone else catch that one? HT25. I love how they put every pharmaceutical buzzword, bingo word into the description to try and make this sound a lot more plausible. A shark and crab hybrid creature called crab shark. Thank you, Captain Obvious. The echo. So the guy's in the coma, and he's having this conversation with himself, and he's narrating, and the echo is killing me. Thankfully, it goes away when he's awake during the flashbacks. But good Lord, this is taking place in New Jersey. Another reason not to go to the beach here. Add it to the list. Because here I am, 40 minutes into this movie. Where the hell's the cocaine? HT25 isn't cocaine, is it? Where the hell's the cocaine? Oh, so HT25. What the hell kind of shark is that? See, there's a land shark. Save the worst for last on this one. Listen, Colin, I'm right there with you. This gets a kill it with fire. It was only going to get a puke, but the fact that there was not a single line of cocaine anywhere in this movie makes the case for it to die.
All right. And rounding it out, I think the featured reviewer from IMDb kind of sums this up. Put it on for the kids and had a laugh. It's not well made, but it has at its heart 10 out of 10. Would watch again with my kids. This movie feels like Cocaine Bear, but much more family friendly for me and my family. Even the kids weren't scared. There's nothing to be scared of. All right? The shark looks more like a crawfish than a shark. As Mike said, there's no cocaine. There is no cocaine in the cocaine shark. All right?
Yeah, I'll do it in Spanish for you. ¿Dónde está el cocaíno?
Yeah, and they're flat. The flashbacks, flash forwards, flash sideways is so much in between this cop in a pseudo hospital bed, and then suddenly he turns into a shark at the end, and but I don't really like. I actually messaged Mike, and I said, "Was this a class project or something? Because this really doesn't seem like a movie. It seems like something somebody did for like extra credit somewhere. Like there are obviously stock imagery and stock clips in this thing that you could tell from anybody. I mean, they don't even have I don't think they were licensed for After Effects or anything for this movie. All right, there's nothing there. I don't even think they did a good job with red food coloring and Caro syrup for the blood scenes. All right, they didn't do a good job at all. So I completely agree that this movie definitely deserves a thrice kill it with fire. This movie is that bad that it is going to get burnt to a crisp from our reviews.
There are literally 2 professional-looking scenes in the entire movie. Those 2 scenes are
closing credits.
Yes, exactly. When someone figured out, hey, we could take that piece of crap and call it Cocaine Shark, and grab on the Cocaine Bear, we just need to put some credits on it that calls it Cocaine Shark.
Yeah.
Those are actually pretty good-looking credits. I'll give them that. That does not save it from being killed.
All right, so moving
not
on.
Not even funny enough to rename as Kill It With Shark. It's just Kill It With Fire.
So moving on. Go ahead.
Just
Mike.
for the record,
Mm-hmm.
this is officially the first triple Kill It With Fire
I'm not surprised.
in PTR history.
It doesn't surprise me whatsoever. So.
That's surprising because I don't think it's the worst movie you've ever seen.
I mean, there have been others that have been close, but
yeah. Okay, Colin, you are up for the Cocaine Bear.
Okay. Cocaine Bear. This is the one I've been waiting for. This movie, I think, got super overhyped when it came out, and it does not live up to the hype. We'll just leave it at that. Say it doesn't live up to the hype. There are a lot of weird decisions in this movie that I don't understand. Like, for anybody who's seen, I can't remember the actor's name, but he's the black guy who plays the detective in The Wire. And
O'Shea Jackson.
I was going to say Isaiah Whitlock Jr., but okay, no. All right.
I think he's also he was just on Jack Ryan. Anyway,
he's I'm sorry. You're thinking I'm thinking of the bad guy who's Ice Cube's son in real life.
Oh, no. That's good. I think his name's like Wendell or something like that. I can't remember. Anyway, doesn't matter. Got a guy who kind of looks like him, and it's like someone's almost doing a parody of him, and he has this dog, and I don't understand why does the dog exist? I don't. It barely shows up at the beginning. It's just this joke of he wanted a bigger dog, and he has this little dog. And then the dog is gone for most of the movie with him just thinking about the dog, and you find out, he does love the dog, and then the dog shows up at the end. The dog doesn't do anything. It just sits in a box. And it's just like, I don't understand. I'm sorry. Yeah, for those who don't know, drug dealers, planes going down, so they throw all the cocaine out of the plane over a national park because then they'll go and get it later. That's the plot. But most of the cocaine gets eaten by a bear who is Cocaine Bear, and she She kind of goes crazy and starts killing people to get more cocaine, as cocaine-addicted bears are wont to do, I guess. Usually, so the movie starts with some characters getting killed. Usually when you do that, you have annoying characters, and these weren't annoying characters, per se. So I think maybe they were trying to set up to say that anybody in this movie could die. And there's you can't, except for the kids. Sorry if you haven't seen the movie. I'm just going to say, no, they don't kill the kids. It's just so you're safe. If your hang-up is that if movies kill kids, then you're not going to watch it. Then you're safe. You can watch this movie and not have to worry about having nightmares, I guess. There you go. But other than that, it's characters wandering around a park trying to find cocaine with this bear going around. The bear is definitely the best character in the movie. A lot of the other characters are just annoying. And then in the end, you're just kind of like, okay, well, I guess some of the characters I liked are all dead. And there's some characters who are alive who I just didn't really care about. So, yay. It's fine. It's fine. It just is not worth the hype that it had. But I'm still going to. I'll give it a smile. It's a fun movie. If you want your soft horror-ish people getting turned into pieces movie, I guess you can't do much worse than watching Cocaine Bear. So enjoy. Sorry I spoiled it. The kids didn't die.
All right, Mike, you're up.
Okay. So when the guy is talking about, he's on the phone and he's talking about how you sent me this dog that was supposed to be a lab, and here's this little frou-frou dog. I love the humor in that. Call me stupid, but I think it's hysterical. So this was a first for me. I was actually watching this in my living room, taking notes on my phone because I felt that this movie was deserving of such regalia. Not to mention the fact that Kim was doing a girls' night, and I decided, well, what better to do while she's doing a girls' night than to get drunk and watch Cocaine Bear. So, it's never a good sign when kids find cocaine in the woods and then they try to eat it. Have none of these kids seen Scarface? Y'all got the internet, I'm sure. Come on now. Bears are really peaceful creatures. Oh, really now? Yeah, maybe Yogi, but I saw The Revenant, and this bear is stoned. Does she really think her little service revolver is going to stop a bar? No. And then this hippie dude crawled through cocaine, turned himself into a powdered donut for this bear. Now you got Tormund from Game of Thrones crying like a little bitch here. It hurts to see him like this. I mean, this guy was badassery on top of it. The bear... Did the bear die on top of him? He? Oh no, she? Is she in a? Oh no, she's not in a coma. Okay. Bear cubs are high on cocaine, and Mama Bear is coming back. This cannot be good. And now Ray Liotta gone and done it. Mama is pissed. You don't mess with Mama Bear's babies ever. Every idiot knows that, even drug dealers. Cocaine Christmas. Ray Liotta starts kicking cocaine down there and woke Mama Bear back up. Now it's your ass. And, of course, the dog. Bonus points for this movie having white lines playing over the closing credits. I'm glad somebody thought of that. Puke to Shnikes, this was fun. Okay? Was it the best movie ever? No. Does it make me sad that this was Ray Liotta's last on-screen appearance? Yes. Kind of like how Raul Julia last on-screen appearance was Street Fighter. Do I have to write the right actor? I think so.
Yes.
Okay. Stupid as hell this movie was. Completely asinine. But it was fun. I gave this the SCG. If you like Sharknado and appreciate Sharknado for what it was, then you'll like this movie. It's in the same vein. It's not a masterpiece. Just the fact that any movie, literally the title was Cocaine Bear. I don't think this movie was out to win any Academy Awards, all right? Maybe for special effects. I don't know. But
yep, agreed. All right, so Colin, just a slight correction. Some kids did die in this movie. They were teenagers. They weren't little kids. But kids did die in this movie. They weren't adults. There are two children that were killed in this. One was shot in the head by a park ranger, and the other one was mercilessly mauled by the bear. All right. So that did happen. But you know, as I think the other two pretty much summed it up okay. I mean, if the only thing that was missing was I did not see a huge disclaimer that says no bears were addicted to cocaine during the filming of this movie. I would have loved to have seen that big disclaimer right at the beginning of the end credits. And I did miss that. But yeah, it was and I did enjoy the two little kids going, yeah, now we're coke heads, walking down the street with mom at the end. That was really cute. So yeah, the idea that two little 12-year-olds or whatever are trying coke, that was entertaining. I don't know that this was necessarily a family film for sure, but it was enjoyable. Like Mike said, if you enjoy the themes of oddball comedies, if you were into Zombies or Sharknado or any of that kind of stuff, this will be up your alley. I'm going to go ahead and give this a smile along with Colin. It was mildly entertaining to see what the bear would do next. Although I really wanted the cubs to completely tear the guy apart and not just pull out his entrails. I really wanted to see them go completely schizo nuts. So that was a little bit of a missed opportunity, I think. But otherwise, it was a good movie. All right.
So, Shaggy, I have to say, if a character is old enough to pull a knife and try to mug a drug dealer, they're not a little kid that I'm worrying about getting killed in the movie.
Oh, okay.
Also, I'll just say I don't like to review movies based off what I would want to see, but I will say a version of Cocaine Bear where the main character is actually the bear, and that's the main character that you're following, and everything else kind of happens around the bear. That would be interesting.
All right. So this is going to be our only show in August. We're going to take the rest of the month off, and we will be coming back sometime in September. It would be our next show technically would be, I think, the 11th if we were to come back on our regular weeks. But I might be out of town that night. I don't know. So we'll have to probably schedule around.
Yeah, do we really want to do a show on September 11th?
Probably not. So, I'm okay with going on the 4th or the 18th. Either one of those is fine with me. But
4th is Labor Day.
Okay.
But we'll figure it out. We'll talk off air and we'll figure it out and we'll post it to our Facebook page and all of our social media feeds.
Let's figure out movies for the next show real quick. What are we up to?
All right. Well, okay. I hate my life right now. Just for the record, I have movies already in the next two slots on the reviewed sheet, and I don't remember why. But I don't think we want to do this. I really don't.
Okay.
I don't think we want to watch Crack Coon and Meth Gator for the next.
They're not out yet. I looked.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't even want to consider them after the horror that is Cocaine Shark. We're only at 18, but that's okay. That means most of them are newer.
All right. So 7.
This is probably still there. Directing. Let's see. Okay, yes, this is, I think I may have seen this already. This is on Netflix with Jason Momoa. It's called Sweet Girl.
Man vows to bring justice to those responsible for his wife's death while protecting the only family he has left, his daughter. Okay. Not bad. And the next one is 12.
Okay, so this could be a problem, gentlemen.
Okay.
Nope, it's not available, so it's not a problem.
All right. 5.
Oh, Lord, this is not going to be good. Oh, thank God. Well, let me just double check. Maybe the link was... Oh, okay. I'm getting a different link here.
Okay.
This is on Freevee now, not Amazon.
Okay.
It's called Griff the Invisible.
Okay. True Blood star Ryan Quanten stars as a shy office worker whose heroic secret identity is threatened by a quirky young woman. All right.
Yeah, I don't even remember what the heck I deleted now, so I can't even go back and see if that was actually there. It was something on Netflix that was like, oh, God, this is not going to be good.
Okay, so those are the 2 movies. Good deal. All right, folks. Well, as I said, we will be checking out to see when our next show is. So please make sure to keep an eye on our social media channels to find out when that is. But we do want to wish everybody a good rest of August. We will be enjoying ourselves for summer, and we hope that you will too. So don't forget, do sign up for our social media channels. That's at PTR Radio on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, and now Threads. You can find us at all those locations. We are going to try and get more active at posting some stuff. We'll be putting out some pictures of what I see at the fair tomorrow. Tomorrow's fair day for me. So maybe you'll get a picture of the butter cow. Maybe you'll get a picture of some horses. Whatever we decide that is interesting at the fair tomorrow. So, but until we come back on the air, don't forget you can check out all the previous episodes through Facebook, YouTube, and also our podcast feed, which you can get at ptrradio.com. So really, that's all that I have for public events that are coming up anytime soon. Hopefully maybe get a trivia night scheduled for October, November time frame. But other than that, nothing on the books right now. Mike, anything that coming up in your neck of the woods?
I have absolutely nothing on the books right now. Although I'm trying to get something up there, but nothing.
All right. Well, if anything happens, we'll let you guys know through all the social channels. But until then, folks, I'm Shaggy.
I'm Colin.
I am Mike the 8-Man.
And don't forget, folks, as Mike the 8-Man said, we don't need nuclear energy. We just need meat boner spider flies. That's all that we need to make the world a better place. Stick a fork in us, folks. We are done. Later.